How long does it take to construct a pool? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the normal timelines and why it takes so darn long. So, do you want to know what to expect if it was done in a reasonable manner? And do you want to know why it takes so long or has taken so long for your project? Well, you've come to the right place, and if people listen to the content in this video, we are going to have faster, better, more pools in the regions in the United States and throughout the world where we need them, because this will get it done better, faster, and easier. Stay with us. So like I always say, it varies. This isn't exact, right? So the time that it takes to build a pool can vary by region, by contractor, by house, by pool, obviously by the complexity, weather, and local permitting processes. So all of those timelines vary. But I'm going to give you some key considerations that you need to know when you're going through this. So let's go through these one by one, then I'm going to give you the good advice. Number one, underground pools, gunite or shotcrete. These take typically around 8 to 12 weeks. You've got excavation and formwork, which is about 1 to 2 weeks, steel reinforcement and plumbing, which is about 1 to 2 weeks, gunite application and curing, and yes, you guessed it, about 1 to 2 weeks. We're not very creative around here. Tiling, coping, and decking, which is typically around 2 to 4 weeks, and finishing touches and just punching it out and making sure that it's fully functional and operational, 1 to 2 weeks. So the overall timeline, that's really general. And I'm going to talk, actually, you know what? Let me do it right now. Let me talk to you about why it probably doesn't take that or hasn't taken that for your project. So I said 8 to 12 weeks, but we have pools going in that take 6 months, that take 8 months, that take all the way up to 9 months. I had a friend once that their pool took 9 months to build, and I've even heard of horror stories of it taking even longer. Here's the point. There's a couple of things that happen before the construction on your pool can start. Number one, that contractor has got to get done with the previous orders and the previous projects that they have. So the preceding work has to be complete. Number two, any materials that need to be ordered, right? The gunite, the shotcrete shouldn't be a problem. Reinforcing probably not need a problem, but you do have to order the tile, you do have to order the equipment. There are some things that are special order, so you're waiting for the materials. So preceding activities and materials. Here's where we get into a mistake. We start batching work. Batching means that we're doing the first step of multiple things, generally all at once, then the second step all at once, then the third step all at once, instead of just going to one project and going step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and completing. So we get into this problem of batching. So what will happen is you as the client, you're like, I just bought a pool, I just paid my money down, or I paid it in full, or whatever the case may be. Contractor said we're jamming, said it should take 8 to 12 weeks. Oh my gosh, I love this. In 12 weeks, I'll get it done. Hey, contractor, are you coming out here tomorrow? Are you coming out here tomorrow? When are you going to show up? So they're like, oh my gosh, they won't leave me alone. And they don't have the bravery to tell you, hey, this is going to happen. We're going to show up in 6 months. We're going to be finished in 9, right? They don't tell you that because they don't want to lose you as a client, because they know there's other competitors out there that are promising to start right away. So they come into your backyard, they tear everything up, they rip everything out, they relocate all of your utilities, they open up this huge gaping hole, and then they leave and go to a different project. Weeks and weeks go by. Oh, I'll come back. Now we'll reinforce it and we'll shotcrete it. Okay, great. That's fantastic. Then they go to other projects. Weeks and weeks go by. Then they come back and they do the next step and the next step. And finally you're like, see, it's like 9 months and you're like, what in the world happened? The problem is that they're spending so much time mobbing, demobbing. They're spending most of their time in transportation, moving back and forth between projects, context switching, never finishing anything. That's why it takes so long. Pool contractors need to be doing it like this. Hey, client, I can get started based on our current backlog. I can get started in 4 months and it will be finished in 8. Or I can get started in 4 months and it'll be finished in 7, whatever it is. Or I can get started in 4 months and if I was there, it'd be finished in 5.5. Once we show up, we're not leaving until it's done. and we'll have a pre-kit with all the materials, and all predecessor work will be complete 100%. And then you'd be like, okay, well, I paid the money. I have 4.5 months. Okay, all right, they've started. 6 weeks, 12 weeks later, they're done, and they're out, and they're gone, and they're paid, and you're in your pool. That is how it should go. And so let's say hypothetically that happened, and it took 6 months. Well, 6 months is a lot better than 9, and it's a lot better than 10, and it's a lot better. 6 months combined is a whole lot better than a whole bunch of 9 months combined. So the ability to supply the industry with pools is really hurt by the inappropriate scheduling of these efforts. So let me go through the rest of these and tell you the typical timeline if we worked in one piece, one process flow. Fiberglass pools, these take 6 to 8 weeks. You have excavation and preparation, which is typically 1 to 2 weeks. Delivery and installation of the fiberglass shell, which typically takes about a week. Backfilling and decking, which is 1 to 2 weeks. And the finishing touches, which is about 1 to 2 weeks. Now let's go into vinyl linear pools. These take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to build. Excavation and installation of wall panels are typically 1 to 2 weeks. Linear installation and backfilling is typically 1 to 2 weeks. Decking and finishing touches is typically 2 to 3 weeks. Above ground pools go much faster. These are 1 to 3 weeks. Site preparation and assembly is typically 1 to 2 days, so really quick. Installation of the pool structure and the liner is typically 3 to 7 days. Final setup and filtration system is 1 to 2 days. So it's pretty quick. Obviously you're above ground, so that doesn't help your property value very much, but it is a much faster install. And one thing that you do have to consider, like I talk about in all the videos, are permitting considerations, weather conditions in your local region, customization and complexity, basically what did you order versus how easy is it to install it, contractor availability, and material supply. So in-ground pools, 6 to 12 weeks. Above ground, 1 to 3 weeks. And we will do a whole lot better if we work in one piece or one process flow. I'm going to distill this down with the timelines in a blog post in the description below for you. If you're thinking about getting a pool, price it out, have those conversations, and ask your contractor if they can get everything ready and mobilize and stay there. And once they're there, finish, because nobody wants their backyard torn up, nobody wants to keep being put off, and nobody wants to waste their money and their time and be so frustrated with extended duration. So hopefully this has been a little bit of a help to you. I hope you've enjoyed the video. On we go.